Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. In this video I want to talk with you about why I have chosen the semi-hydro setup in self-watering pots over the simple semi-hydro. There are a few pros for me which I do value a lot because of my health issues, and I will get to that in a minute. So before I start, I want to explain what it is the semi-hydro in self-watering pots. So as you can see, I have a normal pot inside a decorative pot, and inside the decorative pot I have a string of microfiber which goes in a reservoir of water. This reservoir of water is never supposed to touch the bottom of the pot, the interior pot. So here it is a customized, a designed pot for self-watering from Santino, and you can see that it has a small window where I can see the level of water. Now you should never have the level of water this high, but here I'm trying to save this orchid. She is rootless. It's a Miltoniopsis which is prone to dying, to remaining rootless, and she doesn't have any roots at the bottom, so I'm keeping the level high. So I make sure here the level of humidity is about 100%. So if she's going to produce roots, she's going to do them with this level of water. So the first thing that I like about this setup, it is that the water evaporates in a longer time. So the orchid will need watering less often. And that is a big helper for me. I think I am watering my orchids about once every 3 weeks to 1 month and a half, which is quite a lot of time. That watering depends on the orchid, particularly if she has a lot of roots. She will consume them. She will consume the water quite fast, but if she doesn't have a big root system, the water is going to stay there for longer. Another thing that is good to take into consideration, it is that because I don't have the holes here, you can see that in the past I had them in the simple setup, and then I washed the pots, scrubbed them really good inside and outside, and then I glued them with hot glue, and that keeps them safe from leaking. Because I don't have these holes anymore, microorganisms, light, and any air exchange is not happening from here, but only upwards. So the water evaporates in more time than usual, which for me is a big helper because staying in my feet walking does hurt a lot, and the more I do it, the more it hurts. So I do tend to limit my activities for as much as I can, and this is my way of coping up with life, let's say. So also, when you are doing this setup, the algae is going to only form at the level of the water, so inside the reservoir. Like you can see here, I went a bit too up with about 1 centimeter, and this is going to make the pot form water here too, so I'm going to dump it out a bit. Here I had a Paphiopedilum with no roots, which as on that Miltoniopsis I put the level more up, and you can see that I have algae here as well. But the thing which is super interesting, it is that the algae is only on the exterior of the pot, this interior pot, and inside this one, which makes it really easy to clean. if you are going to respect the rule, you are only going to have algae here, not on top of the walls. And as I said in my last video, you are supposed to clean that algae depending on the light you provide, maybe one every 2 to 3 months if it is a very high light orchid or you are keeping it outside, or maybe 4 times a year, let's say. You are supposed to sniff a bit the water, and if you are seeing that it smells really mushy, really fishy like, that is not a good scent, and you should completely soak the pot to take any of the microorganisms out. You don't want any decomposing materials here, and algae is good for as long as it is alive. As soon as it starts to die, you should clean it out. So yeah, for as long as the reservoir is clean, like here, you are going to have a fresh smell, so you should not worry. As you can see, all my orchids are growing like this, and for me it is a big helper because I don't need to water as often. Another big helper for me, it is that because I don't have these holes anymore, water does not leach out on my shelves or on my furniture, and I don't have any more of those stains. If you are only having this type of tray that you usually have in semi-hydro in underneath your pot, and you put out too much water, you might cause some water to get on the furniture, and you are going to have stains, which sometimes in my care happened a lot, and even on the floor, which of course is not good. So I think that these are and I think it looks a bit more neaty like that. I don't know, it's a nice setup. It works very, very good for all my orchids, as I said. So I do like it a lot, because anything that causes me to work a lot and to put a lot of my energy, anything that needs a lot of steps, a lot of staying on my feet, it's not to my liking. And this is the only setup that I do like for my orchids. Now I do need to check a bit the orchids which were repotted and never on which I never come back after a few months, and I will cut off the dead roots, because you saw what a lot of dead roots combined with a lot of algae can do. If you didn't watch my last video, you should. It can cause a very bad fungal infection. So yeah, I think I pretty much covered all my reasons on choosing this setup, and more than that, I think that it is a personal choice. Now if you are very, very healthy, you can grow in any setup you prefer. In my case, this is not going to happen. I do personally like how my pandas from the office look in bark, but it does cause a lot of working around them, and I don't like that. So righty guys, if you have any other questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I would really love to hear your reasons for choosing this setup. For me, it is all because it's more easy to do. It has to do with convenience. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all next time. Bye bye!